Mr. Biffo and the Retro Games Show. Once upon a time there was a very good boy called Mr. Biffo who was once moderately famous as the writer of a stupid teletext games page. Then he wrote a book and a website and some children's TV programs and EastEnders once and also a shit film. Mr. Biffo was sitting watching his television one day and rubbing his tummy while singing his favorite song, which goes, "I am Mr. Biffo, I am the master of the poo-poo, I am the lord of poo-poo and I like to go poo-poo-poo," when the telephone rang and his ringtone was the sound of someone saying poo-poo. Mr. Biffo answered his phone and it was a man from Retro Games Show, who asked if because Mr. Biffo was such a good boy he would like to be rewarded by appearing at Retro Games Show and telling everyone what a good boy he was. Mr. Biffo was very excited by this because he was a very good boy and had recently gone as long as 3 days in a row without doing poo in his bed, so he accepted and the man said, "Okay, it is on this Saturday and also Dave Perry will be there." "Oh boy," said Mr. Biffo, because Dave Perry was his hero. Anyway, the big day came along and Mr. Biffo traveled to the Retro Games Show on his own because he was also a big boy as well as a clever one, and when he arrived he said, "Hello, I am Mr. Biffo, the very good boy. I am here to tell everyone I am a good boy." And the Retro Games man showed him the stage and then Mr. Biffo saw Dave Perry, but he wasn't wearing his signature bandana anymore because he wasn't as much of a wanker as once he was, and Mr. Biffo said, "Where is your bandana?" And Dave Perry said, "It is here," and took it out of his pocket, and then Mr. Biffo said, "Can I put it on?" And he put it on his head and Dave Perry said, "Ha ha ha," but really there was a look of sadness and rage in his eyes. Then it all went wrong, because Mr. Biffo did a poo in Dave Perry's bandana and put it on Dave Perry's head, and Dave Perry said, "This is worse than the time I lost on Games Master," and left in a huff with poo-poo dripping down his face, and Mr. Biffo said, "Oh no, I have made him into Dave Poo-ry," and everybody laughed and had a good time, and Mr. Biffo was thought of as a good boy by everyone even though he effectively did a poo on a legend's head. Mr. Biffo then saw Mr. PSB in the audience and thought, "Oh no," and then his misgivings were well founded because Mr. PSB threw poo at Mr. Biffo, and it went all in his beautiful hair, and he woke up with a start because it had all been a dream, except he hadn't pooed the bed this time, but he had done a poo up the wall instead. The end.